And
Yeah.
this one has to do with the Pyrodrone CNC gimbal for the Tango 2.
Yeah. Yeah. So people have been reporting that the CNC gimbals for the Tango 2 from Pyrodrone have had the magnet fall out of the back. It's basically come unglued and fell out of the bottom of the Hall sensor slot there. So we've got some pictures of
Yeah.
that so you can see from two different users, both Lukas and Timothy sent us some pictures of their issues. But if suddenly one of your gimbals stops working, maybe you can pull your radio apart and make sure you didn't drop a magnet out of the bottom of the gimbal.
Yeah. This
And
is
if you
where
did,
where the magnet was.
yeah, you
We
should
can
be able
see
to glue
that.
it right back in there. And that's what other users have done. We did reach out to Pyrodrone for a comment. And Pyrodrone let us know that basically this has been around 12 people they've seen with this issue, and they estimate based on sales, and if it's 4 or 5 times how many people have already reported, it's probably around 2.5% of the gimbals have this issue, and that should be resolved by gluing it back. But they did say if you want to reach out to them, they are happy to help you out
Yeah.
by getting this fixed for you.
So yeah, when I first heard about this, I thought, well, this is probably just a one-off thing. It's probably not worth covering. And I certainly didn't want to be seen as poking at anybody in particular. No product is perfect. There have been rounds of JB flight controllers that had issues with the 9-volt regulator. So it's like, well, if it's a one-off thing, then it's probably not worth mentioning. But then a whole separate person spontaneously emailed me about it. It's like, okay, well, we just want to let you know that if that happens, so first of all, if you put in those gimbals and they suddenly stopped working, this may be why. You may need to open up your radio and see if the magnet fell out. If it did, you can just glue it back in, or you can send it back to Pyrodrone and they'll fix it. And Blunty, I think they also said that they expect that this may have had to do with like a little bit of a rush going into Chinese New Year, and it probably won't happen. I imagine they're also probably kicking somebody's butt, so it won't happen again.
Yeah, I can definitely tell you that this won't be an issue in the future. So yeah, they said it's our belief that as a result of factory rushing to get these into our hands, it will not be an issue in the future. In all caps, will not. So
Okay, and Pyrodrone definitely stands behind their products. If they say it will not be an issue, then it certainly won't. And
yeah.
I had another PSA that we decided not to put in because we decided that it was just, people not understanding how magnets work. But there was another PSA, which was a guy who took his gimbals out and set them down on the table, and his table was covered with metal shavings, and the magnets picked up a whole bunch of metal shavings. And then he didn't notice, and he put the gimbals back in the radio, and then his gimbals didn't work right. So they have magnets in them. If you put them down in a bunch of metal shavings, that's going to be an issue. All right, little mini PSA there.